All right, welcome to our video on the differences between the K-9 program and the grad program. I am Anthony Kuchma. I'm a grad advisor for students in grades 10, 11, and 12. And
I'm Bruce Hildebrand. I'm the Director of K-9 Education here at Heritage.
so, lots of students are with us for a very long time. We've had many students right from kindergarten to graduation, and it's a very different educational experience when you're in the grade 10, 11, 12 model compared to the individualized. One of the things we want to first talk about is just the scheduling. So in the grad program, it becomes asynchronous, which means that you can take courses at your own pace. You can begin and end them when you want to. Whereas in the K-9 program,
K-9 program, we run a synchronous model, which means we kind of run at the same pace. There is some flexibility within that as far as working with your family. You can go a little bit quicker. If you need extra time on something, you can take that time. But we really try to finish up in a regular school kind of year format. So starting in September and ending mid-June kind of thing. So that's the goal of our model, is to work through all the different subjects together so that you're completed on time for the summer.
now you can choose to follow that same model in grad if you want, but let's say you've got a missions trip that you want to go on. Well, you can finish 2 courses before you leave, go on your missions trip, come back, finish the other 2 for your semester, and you're good to go. And I say semester, and what that means is most students decide to take courses both linear and semester. Certain courses are better linear, and linear means September to June. Something like PE or a language, Spanish, French, German, those courses are probably better to take throughout the whole year so that you don't forget the language that you're learning. And for PE, if you wanted to be doing outdoor activities the whole school year, that'd be great. But you can match up other courses in one semester from September to January. You could do math and science, and then you could do the humanities, English socials next semester. So it just depends on how you want to do that, and in the grad program, there's a lot more flexibility. The next thing is teachers. So teachers and their role and everything is a lot different between K-9 and the grad. I'll actually let you start with this one, Bruce.
Sure. So for K-9, we assign a support teacher to the family. So that teacher helps with the student learning plan, help choose different curriculum, whatever resources. They put together the program. They're regularly touching base. They call, they follow up on where your child's at. They continue to, they build the report cards. They have portfolio samples that they're collecting. They should be giving you some feedback through the year. But that teacher stays with your family, and they're dedicated to support your family. And so they're there if you send an email or a call. They're there, and they cover all the subject areas unless you're taking an online course. For grades 5 to 9, we have online courses, and those function very much like the grad program, except that, again, we try to run them in a synchronous format. So for K-9 courses, we really try to finish them up before the end of June so that your children can enjoy the summer, so our teachers can enjoy the summer, and so it kind of, that's one of the major differences in our model between us and the grad program.
Nice. And so then once you do hit grade 10, now we have course specialists. So instead of having a teacher that helps your student through all of their courses, we have course specialists that just teach math, that just teach English, that just teach music, etc. So your student will be taking courses with many different teachers, and each one of them will report for their course. So I'm a math teacher. I teach math courses online. And then I'm also a grad advisor. So if you're in grade 10 to grade 12, you'll also be assigned a grad advisor. And we help you navigate what courses to take, enrollments, prerequisites, university application and preparation, we kind of take the place of that support teacher. So if you're looking for general information, we're able to give it to you. And then if you're looking for course information, you can go to your course teacher that specializes in the math or the English or the science. On that note, with courses, the next thing to talk about is funding, because funding works differently in the K-9 and in the grad program as well. And again, I'll let you start with this one, Bruce.
Sure. For the funding for K-9, we are funded per student from the Ministry of Ed. So we get a block of funding per student, and we're supposed to use that to cover their entire educational program, whether it's like all their courses, their online courses, and that format. So out of that, we make a block of money available to help purchase curriculum and resources or pay for the online courses. And so each student has their own resource or curriculum funding account that and you have access to that to see how that is progressing. Those funds can also be used for music lessons, swimming lessons, skiing lessons, external kind of programs that are happening. There are some stipulations around that. The teacher has to have, or the vendor has to have, a criminal record check. We have to have some of those things in place, and there are limits. So you can't spend more than a certain amount. If you do spend more, then you're invoiced for that.
And once you get to the grad program, grade 10 to 12, it's no longer per student, it is now per course that they take. So within our online courses, there's actually no funding, because in an online course, absolutely everything is provided. You don't need a textbook, you don't need any curriculum, because everything's there. And we're going to get to this next, but in an individualized course, you are given $100 per class. And in individualized courses, you're able to purchase the curriculum that you need. So again, I'm coming from a math background. If you take my individualized math course, you're going to have to purchase the math textbook in order to get through the course. And then you can work on that, paper-based, and you go from there. If you do have some extra allotment, like he said, you can spend that on lessons or other curriculum for other courses. Let's say you really wanted students really interested in chemistry, you can spend some extra money from different curriculum on fun labs and things like that. But again, there are strict guidelines on what we can use that funding for. So only individualized courses get funding within the grad program for families to spend. And then that kind of brings up the natural break for the differences in courses. So we have online courses and we have individualized courses. We also kind of have hybrid courses, which are both. So I'll kind of talk about all three. So you can take an individualized course, which is similar to what you would have seen in the K-9 program, where it's a paper-based course curriculum. So because I actually have it right here, nice and handy, this is a math workbook that you would order for an individualized course. You work through this, and this is your course. In comparison, an online course has all of this information on it. Our courses have videos that teach you the content that you need to learn. They have practice questions, they have assignments, they have tests. Everything is provided in the online course. You need to have a printer and a scanner. You can use your phone to scan it as well if you have a smartphone. So it's a little bit different in the delivery model. And they actually now have both individualized and online courses in the 5 to 9, which you can quickly talk about as well, Bruce.
Mm-hmm. So our 5 to 9 individualized courses, again, you work that together with your support teacher. You choose a curriculum, kind of like a workbook like that. You might piece together a few different resources of subscriptions, some workbooks, some maybe an online site that you gather stuff from, and you put that to, you kind of create your own program with your support teacher, and that would be an individualized course. Our online courses are set up very much like the high school, the grad ones, in that all the content is there. You just click into Moodle from the Heritage website, and you just progress through the different lessons. you're able to submit the lessons online, and the teacher then grades those lessons and gives the information back. When you look at your profile page, your desktop, there's a nice little progress bar on there, and it shows, you can click on it and it shows every one of your online courses, how far you've progressed, and that kind of thing. So one thing we do tell parents is, even if your child is taking an online course, we still need the parents to supervise, because it's super easy, even for myself as an adult, to start off working on this nice little project, and then I get a little Bing notification, and oh, that takes me to an email, which takes me to a YouTube video, and all of a sudden 20 minutes later I'm like, what did I come here for to begin with? And I've been watching kittens wrestle. And so we need our parents to actually go, not just, did you do your online course today, but show me what you did today. And that will help to, that level of accountability will help your child to stay on track, and keep track of that. One of the things our students notice in moving from the K-9 program into the grad is your support teachers are kind of after you. And they will actually even look and see, you're behind in this online course, and they'll get after you about what's happening, what's working, what's not working. Whereas in some of the grad online courses, the teacher puts so much responsibility, or gives the responsibility to the student to be self-motivating and keeping on track with that. So there are checkpoints during the year where a teacher will go back and say, why aren't you activated, or you've only done this portion. But for some students, if they leave that too long, they just get behind, and it becomes a challenge.
Oh, that's a good point, because the parent involvement is also very critical in the grad program, because if a student's taking all online courses, they can easily get very far behind, and it's hard for us as teachers to be able to motivate them. It's like, hey, you're behind, and we really do need the parents to be there checking in, saying, hey, how have you been doing, where are you at, making sure that their homework has been submitted, and things like that. The next section is just on the different streams of the grad program. In the K-9 format, it's usually very linear, where you go, okay, maths 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, science 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Once you get to the grad program, courses start opening up, and there's streams for high level university, medium level university, college, and trades, and just going into the workplace. So it's important to know which streams allow for university, that allow for post-secondary. And one of the first ones is math in grade 10. You can go into workplace math, or you can go into the foundations of pre-calculus. And it's also in English, where now there's going to be different options that you get to choose. So it's not just English 10. You get to choose 2 different modules out of 5 for English 10. And then as you get into grade 11 and grade 12, more and more courses start opening up to you. For Science 11, there's 4 different options. You can take earth science, you can take chemistry, you can take biology, you can take physics, and then even at the math level in grade 12, there's apprenticeship workplace math 12, there's foundations of math 12, there's pre-calculus math 12, and there's calculus 12. So there's so many different options, and you really want to talk to your grad advisor about which courses are the critical ones that you have to take in order to get to where you want to be. And then kind of the last thing is that BC it's just had a huge rework in all the curriculum. It's already completely active in the K-9, so it's gone from this focus on content to now having these curricular competencies and core competencies that are embedded in all the courses, and that made its way into all the curriculum this year from 2018 to 2019 for grade 10. Now moving forward into the next school year, for the 2019-2020 school year, starting July 1st, all of the grade 11 and 12 courses are going to be new. And they're going to have that embedded core competency, curricular competency language. So there's going to be all new courses, new course codes. You're still going to see things like chemistry 11, biology 11, the workplace math 11, and the pre-calculus math 11. Those are all going to stay, but the curriculum has been changed, and so with that, the grad program has changed. So again, you're going to have lots of questions. That's what your grad advisor is there for. But this is really just to show you the differences between the K-9, and we don't want you to be surprised and scared of progressing into the grad program. It is a really exciting time for students where you get ready to graduate and finish this big long journey. So if you have any further questions, you can definitely shoot them at us.
For sure.
But
and as parents are sometimes nervous about going into the grad program, a question I'm often asked is, how successful are our homeschool grads? And we have students that go who are in medicine, who are in all the sciences, who are very successful in business, who've gone into engineering, aviation, and then the trades, who are plumbers and electricians, and so the quality of education that a student can come
we've got
through
athletes
this with.
too. We've got people in the
Yeah.
Olympics.
Yeah, we have world-class athletes that are studying with our school, and so it is much more doable than many people think. Don't let the program intimidate you. The thought of how am I going to get my child through. We have an amazing grad advisory team, and a terrific program set up to help your child to be successful.
So there you go. There you have it. That is the rest of the story. Thanks so much for watching.